y'all, it's Black Queen. You know, we come for the braids, but we stand for the vibes. So today we're going to be going over how to get 2 nice, neat, flat, smooth braids on very thick hair. Starting with the product, I use Evolving Textures Old Gel to mold. I use the red Shining Gem to freshen up parts. And I use the yellow Shining Gem just kind of as like a braid down moisturizer. Jumping right in here. So we want to start with freshly blown out hair. Everybody, not everybody, but I see people online, you know, asking, why do we do this? You want a nice, sleek, long-lasting style. You want it to start on some nice blown out hair that's going to help it to look the best and last the longest. And as you can see, this girl's got some hair, all right? Everything we do starts with a middle part. Even if there's going to be an odd number of braids, everything we do starts with the middle part. It just keeps everything symmetrical. The best way to do that is to go to the front of the head, you know, and I start at the front and then come around to the back and just pretty much finish it in the back. I mean, it's a middle part. It's not that hard. Like, I understand some people do struggle with parting. It takes a little bit of practice, but even if you have to go over it, as you can see, like a few times, do what you gotta do. This middle part. This is if that's the hardest part for you, you might have bigger issues. All right, so this particular client is getting some accent braids in the middle, just 2 skinny braids straight back. You know, while y'all, so I use the red Shining Gem to freshen up her part, and then I put just a little bit of the sculpting gel, the Evolving Textures Old Gel, on the actual hair. I don't want to put too much gel on the hair for the skinny braid, because I don't know, it just doesn't braid right. It looks weird. The product kind of like squeezes out the sides and turns white, and even though it's like you can wipe it off, it's just a hassle you don't want to have to deal with, you know. Just not kind of jumping into this like YouTube thing. I'm still trying to figure out like what I want to be talking about on here, because am I supposed to be quiet? Am I supposed to be quiet right now? Well, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm bored. I feel like y'all bored too. I'm gonna be quiet because I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna come back when it's time to talk. No, I'm ready to talk right now. Y'all, I'm having this competition amongst my clients to see like who knows me the best. Whenever I tell people about it, they're always like, oh yeah, I can't wait to participate. Yeah, I've only gotten 1 submission so far. If you're watching this, if you're my client and you're watching this, you're hearing this, submit the video, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the voice note. I told them they could do a voice note. But I mean, it's some really fun questions, honestly. People who know me really well, I had to give them the harder questions. They're not that happy with me. But it's just like, I can't be, like, I couldn't let my cousin play. I can't be having my cousin on here playing, and one of the questions is, how many siblings do I have? What job did my dad retire from? What's my mom's name? I'm sorry, you can't play. Like, I would have to ask her questions like, what is my deepest, darkest fears? Some shit that I don't even know the answer to. So we not even gonna worry about it. Damn, I'm braiding this middle braid slow as shit. You know, so about doing the middle braid or doing like accent braids, sometimes, especially on thick hair, you would think that because, you know, like it's just one little small braid just going straight back, right? It's not that time consuming. It's not that difficult. No. Well, it's not the level of difficulty, but it can be sometimes time consuming when you just want it to be like nice and neat. You don't want the hair like creeping out like of the parts, and like you just want this part to turn out good. So sometimes what might sometimes seem like should be, people think the 2 braids should be, you know, just like it's really straightforward. It is really simple, but it takes a lot of steps. A lot more steps that sometimes I think people don't, you know, necessarily think about. I don't straighten, but I think like there are some stylists, maybe not braiders, but there are like stylists out there who straighten, you know, but I blow dry, and I blow dry pretty much on top of whatever the client brings me, even if it's like pretty well blown out, just because it's the kind of style that it's going to be sleek down. So you're gonna want it to be you know, get as sleek as you can get it before you get the product in it, because the product should be to hold it, not to create the sleekness, which is also okay. Hold on, because I need to hold on. I had to go edit to speed this up. I didn't want to cut it. I wanted to keep the whole video at like normal speed, but geez Louise, like how long? I don't know. But y'all tell me. Y'all are the viewers. I'm just the braider. Maybe I'm just, you know, because I was there when I did it, and then I was there when I was editing the video, and now I'm doing the voiceover. I'm there again. This is probably like my fourth time watching the dang on video. Maybe I'm bored because I've seen it so many times. But if it's your first time and you're trying to learn, but it's fine. We're on to the next step. All right, so Evolving Textures O-Gel. I ordered it online. I'll put the link in the description. It can be kind of pricey, but I mean, the stuff is good. You feel me? So I'm going in now. So when it comes to distributing the product, you want to kind of go in layers. Notice how I don't put the product on the scalp. That's always something that I like, you know, go out of my way to point out to people, is that I don't put the product directly to the scalp. These are like gels and stuff like that. They don't necessarily need to. I know we do use Shine and Gem. Some people use edge control. I don't advise it, but I know we use Shine and Gem to like clean up parts and things like that. That's about as far as I go with putting product on to the actual scalp, because then you take the comb and you go behind that and you like freshen up the part. It's almost like you're removing the gel from the scalp when you do that. But notice how I'm using a fine tooth comb and I'm able to kind of just like glide through her hair. I've got enough product in there to saturate, but you don't want it soaking wet because it's not going to hold the way that you want it to. That's why you do steps like blow drying, making sure the hair is clean before you get started, because that makes the product able to work at its optimal level without you having to use too much. I mean, this O-Gel is like $25, I think it's like $27 a jar, and I can, like, if I have to do something like this, a style like, feed in stitch braids and things like that, then I can only get maybe 3 or 4 people out of one jar. So, it's not the kind of thing where you want to just be like, wasting it. You can get a really, really good hold without using too much product. As you can see, this client's got a lot of really, really thick hair. I'm keeping it close to the roots, but not on the scalp. And there we go. Let's speed it up, girl. And just, pretty much combing it through, split it into sections, put it on like both sides of the section. Comb should be able to pretty easily guide through. As you get more product in there, it might get a little bit harder to comb through. Be gentle with it. Focus on ends. Like, don't try to force your comb through ends, especially with a small tooth comb. Like, you want to be mindful, and I use my rat tail end to smooth as I go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm doing. Do you already need me to say it? Because you see it. You see it. We in this together. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit. Edges. Shout out to my girl K Shell from Liberty Beauty. I also ordered this online as well as vended in my suite. So if you're a client of mine, you can buy it directly from me, or you can go online to libertybeauty.com. I love this stuff. All my clients love it. It's the only thing I've used for the last like 2 or 3 years. So like all my styles, you can go on my page and see my styles. You see me using Liberty Beauty Edge Control. And so what I'm doing here is just styling her edges. So we can get ready to jump in here with this braid. We up to like 9 minutes, and that's with the edit. So no, that's including the blow dry and stuff, so that's not bad. So pretty much it takes me, for somebody with hair this thick, the whole style beginning to end would take me about 45 minutes. That's including blow drying, product placement, and the braiding. So now we get into the actual braiding, what everybody came here for. Drum roll, please. the braiding. Okay, so I wear a stitch nail on my nail, which is basically just a stiletto nail tip that I glue on when it's time to do stitch nails. And I take a file and just kind of just shape, make the shape a little bit more sharp. You don't want it too sharp. I have had a client before complain about it being too sharp, so you don't want it to be too sharp, but you do want it to be able to slice through that hair, baby, especially when you got a baby with some thick hair like this one that I have here. So some people use a comb. I don't. I will use a comb to like smooth it out as I go. Here I am now. I'm adding in hair. How much hair I add, man, it just kind of varies. Think about like how big you want the actual braid to be. This client's got a lot of hair already, so she doesn't need a lot of hair added. But I do want to add some hair because I do want it to, be a nice thick braid, and I want it to last for her. So, but you start off with small pieces and you gradually let them get bigger. You don't start off with big giant pieces. Your braid's gonna get gigantic and it's gonna look funny. Like, you want it to gradually get bigger as you go. Okay, so watch what I do and you do it too. Okay, so my camera died and this ended up being a busy day, so I didn't get to the final look, but I found this other example of some two braids that I did, and so I'll do some other videos on like ending, finishing the braids and all that kind of stuff, but for the most part, that's pretty much it. So please stay with me while I'm figuring out this YouTube thing. I love y'all. Bye.